Boom, 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 boom. What is going on, guys? It's the world from Samuel One Rope Duchess here, back with another top 10 list, best moments list for you all today. And as for today's top 10 list, I'm here to discuss my top 10 moments from the Insomniac Games Spider-Man games. That's of course the 2018 Spider-Man game, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2. Like 4 or 5 years, I think when the 2018 came out, I think I did like a top 10 best moments game of 2019 and like a little bit after the game came out. And I still stand by that as one of my favorite games of all time, and it's one of the best probably my favorite 2B of all time, and one I do really come back to. And it's probably the best portrayal-driven version of Spider-Man in my opinion. Like, Insomniac Games really nailed the character. Like the games really feel like a love letter to Spider-Man, which, those who don't know, is my favorite superhero of all time. And of course, after that we got Miles Morales, which basically was kind of a side game, and then of course Spider-Man 2, which came out last year. And came out last year, and I absolutely adored that game. So of course I figured, why the hell not we do another best month this time about along with just the Miles Morales, but also Spider-Man 2 as well. Well, so while I have some moments I'll probably I've talked about in that video, which that's still on my channel if you want to check that out. This is more also talking about just Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2, talking about the moments that really stick out, and given this is a series that had so many incredible moments, it honestly makes this pretty difficult, honestly, because a lot of these moments are some of the best Spider-Man moments that I've ever seen in any Spider-Man medium, so yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about here, just talk about my favorite moments from all of these games. As always, again, this is just my personal opinion, my personal preference, and I would truly love to know your favorite moments down below in the comment section, from 2018 game to Miles Morales to Spider-Man 2. I'm sure all of us have very different lists, but you can aberrate all enough, so let's get on to the list of my top 10 favorite moments from the Insomniac Games, version of Spider-Man. But of course, as always, before we get to the actual top 10, let's get into the honorable mentions. The moments are still great, just did not make the list, and the honorable mentions are from Miles Morales, the moment where Miles' mom knows that he's Spider-Man, the final boss, and the Miles appear scene. From the 2018 game, seeing how Mr. Lee became Mr. Negative, the helicopter chase scene, Peter teaching Miles to fight, Scorpio versus Rhino boss fight, and from Spider-Man 2, we have the Craven boss fights, the post-credit scene, and Harry giving up his symbiote to save Peter. But again, all still amazing moments, just did not make the actual list, but I still hope you all enjoyed this list. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you guys want to see more content like this. I do have a list of customs or any videos you guys want me to do down in the future. So let's get to the list now. Coming in at number 10, the 10th best moment in these games is, fortunately, the only moment for Miles Morales to actually make the top 10. Again, this list was pretty difficult, honestly, but coming in number 10, we have my favorite moment, that is Miles versus Aaron. And this is also coming off the fact that, we had Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse in that game, I don't think Miles really was popular until that movie came out, and of course, that was the relationship between Miles' dad, and of course, his relationship with Aaron, and his relationship with Miles' dad, and everything. And we get a lot more of that stuff in this game, honestly, of course, more the fact that also Miles' dad got killed in 20th game, which, at actual spoiler, we'll talk about that scene in a little bit. And you get a lot of good back and forth between these characters last season, and that leads to the actual fight and the back and forth between these characters, and you can feel the emotion between these characters, and especially with Aaron and also Miles, and what he's going through around this game, and it seems to just hit the right amount of emotions and the right amount of heart. That's probably the only reason why it's number 10. Of course, I include at least one Miles Morales moment on this list, and so yeah, it's a great moment. Now coming in at number 9, number 9 and number 9 and number 8, we have two moments that involve Venom, Venom. We have both from Spider-Man 2. Of course, number 9 being the final boss fight involving Venom, which is a great way to end the game. Honestly, a great way to end the whole Venom's game with Harry, and the emotions of what goes on in this game, and back and forth between Venom and Harry, and getting back into Hell's boss and everything, and what everyone's going through, and all those leads to a little bit of setup in future installments. And of course, you can get the heartwarming scene where obviously Peter ends up taking a break and everything, so all that stuff is great. And then we get to the scene number 8 where you actually play as Venom, which, I don't know, I was like, holy shit, you play as Venom? Like, I could not believe it either. I could not believe it. Just, wow. You actually could play as Venom. Which game was pretty badass, honestly. Honestly, if I did play as a hulking Venom, you get to crush stuff and destroy things and beat up enemies through it. You even get part of the last creative boss fight, honestly. Which probably is probably my favorite of the boss fights, honestly, but I'm including just the whole sequence in general. Which is so fun and so entertaining, and probably one of the most surprising moments in the game, because I'm pretty sure nobody expected that you were going to play as Venom in this game. Believe me, who thought that we were going to get to play as Venom? I thought so. Now at number 7 and number 6, we get the two moments I did talk about in my previous last moments list, and both are from the original 2018 game. With number 7 being the Peter versus Mr. Negative train fight, where you get a lot back and forth between both these characters, and you get a little fun nod to Spider-Man 2 involving the train sequence in that movie. It was like, it worked before, or something like that. And you just get a lot back and forth between both these characters, especially with Mr. Negative and him trying to get into his thoughts. Like, it's pretty great stuff. And then number 6, we get to the City Hall bombing itself, like I mentioned earlier. You know, where you get to play as Miles and everything, and of course, the whole sequence happens like out of nowhere, and then Miles ends up getting killed. Like, it's pretty emotional stuff, and you really do end up feeling for Miles in this region, because this moment ends up continuing in Spider-Man 2, which actually leads to my number 5, actually, and that is the Miles versus Mr. Negative boss fight in Spider-Man 2. Yeah, sorry about the transition, but yeah. You can see that basically it has all the emotions that Miles going through throughout the game, honestly, his fears and his friends and what he's going through. Like, it's pretty emotional. Again, pretty emotional stuff. And again, it wasn't if I may go on a bit too long and maybe one more easier fights in the game. The emotion and the heart and how it fits into all the themes of this game, honestly, really makes it a worthy moment to be in the top 5. Now, number 4, we get to another moment of Spider-Man 2, and that is the carnival scene. Again, I don't know why I'm always a sucker for moments that basically let you just breathe and makes you just, where you can just have like fun playing little type of games. I don't know why I'm always a sucker for that type of stuff. Like, it's probably not for everyone's cup of tea, honestly, but I'm always a sucker for that kind of stuff where you just have characters beat their characters, like have little character moments, little fun interactions, and just see what everyone just like not like into action, and basically I'm into those little character moments that don't involve like action or anything, just having characters be themselves. And that's what we get with Peter, MJ, and Harry, where this one moment where you do really feel they are friends, where you do feel like they do have great chemistry with each other, where you get a little nice Peter, MJ moments, and into more their romantic relationships, what they're going through, and you can get something nice moment with Harry as well, especially with him and Harry. Throughout, of course, it all leads to also a big action set piece where you know, we get the reveal about Harry's new powers and everything, but it's, again, just very heartwarming stuff, seeing these guys just not get into fights and everything, and it's just pretty emotional stuff. It's just very heartwarming stuff. Yeah, I'm always a sucker for those type of moments in games. And now what my number 1 actually was ended up being pretty definitive. My top 2 and number 3 were definitely a little back and forth, honestly. I definitely really debated between my number 3 and number 2, honestly, and spoiler, both of them are my favorite boss fights from Spider-Man 2018 and Spider-Man 2023. And while my number 1, it was still going to be my definitive number 1, my number 2 and number 3 were definitely a bit up in the air. But, again, it was just by a smidge, honestly. But my number 3 is actually the Doc Ock boss fight from Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, basically the final boss fight in that game. Which, again, leads to some pretty emotional stuff. And, again, basically, culmination of the story, what goes on, culmination of Doc Ock's storyline, and Peter basically upset and having some of the best acting in any video game. Like, it's pretty touching stuff, and gets nice little moments where Doc Ock knew that Peter was Peter. Like, it's some pretty touching stuff. But my number 2 is actually the Scream boss fight, which is also my favorite monster Spider-Man 2, the Scream boss fight. But again, I definitely debate. I think the only issue I really have with that boss fight, I think a lot of people did, is that it kind of goes on a bit too long. But similar to, again, the emotion and the back and forth and the dialogue that I said throughout the fight really makes it a pretty emotional fight. Of course, it's basically where the cinema basically starts with Mary Jane and she comes scream and they end up fighting and there's like 4 or 5 phases, which again may be a little repetitive, but it's really the dialogue and what was said throughout the sequence. Again, the thing I always like about that game is basically having the characters in the dots come out and you really feel the emotion. Like, it's all elements to what I love about Spider-Man. Hey man, do you feel that MJ is really immature on her thoughts about being his girlfriend Spider-Man and all the frustration she goes through? And you know, also I thought it was just pretty, despite being too long, it's a pretty fun fight in general and with some pretty nice mood sets and goes with different areas, so it doesn't feel like too repetitive. But the dialogue and also how the scene ends in general makes it a pretty worthy fight that I'm definitely going to remember for a long time. Not mentioned, Scream's design is pretty incredible. And the music playing and the emotion having some of the best Peter MJ moments I've seen in any form of media, it makes for an incredible fight. But again, going a bit too long, my taste, but even then, the emotion really makes up for it. And now we get to my definitive number 1 on this list, and it's still number 1 from my previous list I did like 5 years ago, and that is Aunt May's death from the 2018 game. Yes, that scene is still one of the most emotional, devastating scenes in any video game I've ever played. Like, I literally cried when I first played this game in 2018, and it still makes me tear up to this day. But just everything goes on with the back and forth, the fact that, you know, the Peter had this moral dilemma of whether to save her or save everybody. Like, which ties into a lot of the themes of the game. And then MJ knew that Peter was Spider-Man. Like, you knew? I'm so proud of you. And Ben would be too. And that back and forth, and then Peter had the dilemma where he was about to, and it's like, ah! Like the emotion in that scene and the acting and the facial expressions, like I'm starting to get her just thinking about that scene. Like, it's one of the most emotionally devastating and real scenes, and it's a scene in general that reminds me of why I love Spider-Man, because it's reminds me of all the pain that Spider-Man always has to go through in a lot of his games, but it makes him very relatable and makes you really connect to him so much more. And that's why the anime death is my personal number 1. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed me discussing my top 10 favorite moments from the Insomniac Spider-Man games. I would love to know down in the comment section again, what are your favorite moments, and let me know your thoughts on the games in general. Like, I personally love all 3 of these games, and I can't wait for the next one whenever it comes out. You know, let me know what are the best moments list you want to see me do down in the comment section. I'm still from Zero Will Productions. I will see you guys next time, and as always, stay cool everybody. Peace.